Okay. So I got my hunting gear on. I'm just kidding. I don't even know why I have a camo shirt, but it's one of my painting shirts. And surprisingly, there's like no paint on it. That is weird. All of my other painting shirts are just covered in paint. Okay, so I'm gonna work on the garden one. Just because I got a little bit of free time right now, and I got everything ready. I don't have a plan. I think I'm just gonna go and get in there. I think, oh, this looks too dark. Okay, I need to mix some colors. I want to put brown, but I know this brown's too dark, so I'll just get in there with some whites and browns and some mix them up. Mixing. Do I like this brown? It's okay. It's kind of just a brown. But part of what I want to do is add some thickness to this canvas. So I'm gonna kind of just go in here and scoop it up a bit. It's actually not that dark, is it? Look at that. Okay. Slapping on some paint. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. I think I'm thinking of the... Oh, I've already need to mix more paint already. I had a nice chat with a young woman at the dog park today about video games. Her dog was named after a character in Final Fantasy 17, and I was telling her there's 3 video games that are all-time classics that I haven't really played. One was Final Fantasy. I just could never get into the whole slow, turn-based action RPGs with giant swords. It's never really was my thing. And I know how much everyone here is so into video games. Joking. The other one is it called Orchid of Time? It's one of the early Zelda games, supposed to be one of the best video games ever made, and I've never played it. And for those who don't know, I've been in the video game industry for many, many years, and I used to run video game studios. I started 2 of my own, and a lot of my job was being like an executive producer, but I did a lot of work, a lot of hands-on game development. So I did a lot of not just production related and management. I actually did art, level design, and game design quite a lot. It's one of the few companies where you could be the owner, CEO, but also directly working on the product. A lot of my teams were relatively small, maybe 10, 15 people. And back when I started, that was it wasn't a tiny team. But now games, high quality games really require, 200-300 people. Yeah. But I also ran teams of about 50 people, 60 people a couple times. And it wasn't as much fun because at that point you're just sort of doing management stuff and you're outside of the team, so to speak. And it wasn't as fun. But I've done it all. Anyhow, so yeah, this woman had named her dog after a character in Final Fantasy 17, and it stumped me because I was like, I don't know that character. I've heard of it before. Okay. Yeah, it looks like I was the camera. And you're looking at the back of my stupid head again. So what I'm doing, you know, maybe it'll be better if it is back here. Here, give me 1 second to adjust the camera. I've noticed a couple different things. You gotta get the height right. So I'll bring it up. It's probably about just under 6 feet. That's probably about, well, if I'm 6, this is probably about 7 feet up here. And what I'm trying to do is, I'm not crazy about this section with all these things up here. So what I'm playing with is if I could do something and make it interesting with the negative space. So what I was just doing is putting colors down in the space between the trees. And I started with a brown for no particular reason. My original thought was there's sort of like this building next door. Next door, behind. You can see the sort of like a little bit of architectural elements. And that was because, I don't think that's in the photo. I have the photo somewhere. But I think, no, I know the reason why I was doing that was I was thinking about this painting by Peter Doig, where he did a painting in Rosedale in Toronto, and it was really neat the way he had all the wispy branches in front, and it looks like he painted the house with negative space or something like that. It was, I haven't looked at the painting in a while, but I was thinking, you know, that's kind of a cool idea. I'll try, I'll come up with my own version of that. So that's what this is. And I'm not necessarily sure it's successful, but what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to come in with different colors and thicker paint. Kind of had a bit of a revelation recently where, you know, I've done thick paint on tons of paintings, and I was just sort of coming in thinner recently, and it was looking kind of dull, and I think it was simply because there's something nice when the light just gently picks up a little specularity of light and shadows, creates a little, you know, something more to look at, you know. So that's what I'm doing right now is I'm going in here, and I'm hoping it'll add a sense of like depth too. Hey, look, I almost have a bald spot. Look at that. I have one of those embarrassing bald spots where it's like a little crown. It's pretty good for, you know, almost 50. I don't see too many gray hairs. A little bit of gray stuff over here. That bald spot was actually caused by stress. When I got divorced, it was very stressful, and I actually lost a little hair right from that spot. Can you believe it? Suddenly found myself raising my son by myself, which turned out to be awesome. But yeah, your body reacts to how you are, how you feel. So I'm kind of hoping now that I'm not stressed out anymore, that it won't be any worse than that. Can you see this? I'm not sure. Fuck. Move it in. Hey, Cheryl. What's up, man? Okay. I'm going to raise this tripod a little bit higher. Okay. Raise this thing higher. can see this. Maybe what I'll do is I'll bring it over here. So it's, come on. All right, look. I'll try to stay out of the way. So I've got this kind of maroon I'm just playing with, just for the hell of it. No reason. And maybe I should draw some lines coming down too. Give it a bit more movement. Maybe that's what I'll do. Yeah, just so that it's not as... I always got to be careful about just doing dots of color because it looks repetitive and dull. So I usually start with that and then go in later with kind of like just random, not random, a multitude of different sort of patterns and stuff. Okay, that's not bad. I guess I should want to, I'm trying to kill some of the white. It's just maybe that just something about that white just wasn't working for me really that well. Look at that nice thick. Look at this. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, can you see that? Yikes. Tripod's right at the very top. Okay. Alright. So I'm just scooping it in there. I'm just literally just sort of scooping it. Okay, I need more paint. Now for here, if that's going to be all this purpley stuff, maybe like continue with that tan color. I was kind of thinking about my parents' neighbor's house. Kid you not, looks like a castle. It's got like those parchments along the top. Is that they're called parchments? Parapets? Paranormal? Something or other? Anyhow, so I was kind of thinking about their house. Okay, so here's what I'm doing. I've got, this might be a little extreme. Got this yellow ochre, add a little bit of white. Maybe I'll do this in a few different stages. I'll start with this color, very strong mustard, and then it might be a mistake, but I just, fuck it. I'm just kind of coming in, I think, because I wanted more color in this painting. Oops. Once again, you can't see, I'm up way up here. So this is about, yeah, the top of this canvas is probably about 7 feet right now. Maybe even a little bit higher. I like to paint higher than lower. So the bottom of the painting is coming just below my waist. I'm guessing this painting is 48 by, it's not 72, maybe 60, is it 68? I forget what the next foot down is. 72 is 6 feet, I think. Because it feels more square. I'd have to measure it. Bust out the measuring tape. Okay. That's interesting. Looking not bad. When I bring some more of this in here. I'll try bringing it close. So weird, when I look at it at the computer, it seems so far away. Like when I'm up close, I can see all these nice little details that just don't get picked up at the camera. But the problem is, if I move the camera in, I don't have any space to paint. So I think painting wins over camera, sorry. So I'm going in here and adding little shapy doos. kind of neat. It's kind of nice, that effect, whatever I just did there. I think I might go add some of that over here where it needs just to be a bit freer. It needs to be a bit looser. Just chill out, man. Just go with it. That's what you gotta tell yourself. Just flow like it's water. Just be Bruce Lee. Okay. Okay, that's not bad. She's not bad. Oh, I think that's meant to be blue sky, isn't it? You crazy son of a gun. That's meant to be blue sky over there. Let's put a couple layers of this colors of white with whatever, just to vary it up. Okay, now I always felt this whole area down here one-handed. Bring this down. Okay, let's see. This area here needs some attention. Here. What's it gonna be? It's not gonna be a bench. Don't even try. No benches allowed. Let's just bring in some like strong colors, like these bright. Just take the paint that was right up there used for the sky and just try bringing it in here. See what kind of effect it has. Go over to where there was stuff happening before. It's kind of a very pastel-y kind of color palette here, which is kind of nice. Yeah, that was you with the benches, wasn't it? Goddamn benches. What kind of crazy talk is that? It's nonsense. Should be arrested. Benches. Did you ever see that video of the Italian guy? I can't even remember if there were any words in it. Oh yeah, there were some speaking. Okay, the idea was, it's a very sentimental short video about a father, an old father, and his son on a park bench. That's my dog with a chew toy. Anyhow, the old man sees a little bird in a tree, and he says to his son, "Look at the bird! Look at the bird!" And the son is like maybe 30 or 40, and the old man's like 80, right? And the son is "Okay, Papa, no, yeah, I see the bird, whatever." And his father keeps on insisting, "Look at the bird, look at the bird." And the father, the son eventually gets annoyed, like puts his paper down and sort of yells at his dad, saying, "I saw the bird, I found, whatever." And the old man quietly gets up, walks away, and you could tell the guy feels guilty for yelling at his dad. By the way, there's some really nice stuff happening I'm doing down here. Down here, some beautiful kind of like, here. Look at these, isn't that nice? These little colors happening around here. That's what I'm doing right now, as I'm telling this story about a video I saw. Anyhow, the old man comes back with this little book. And it's a diary the old man was writing and saying how, his son saw a bird. And 23 times he asked me, he said, "Daddy, look at the bird." And 23 times I'm really hacking this story apart. You have to watch the actual video. You know, the short story was, this is the same scenario that the old man had with his son, and it was just trying to teach him patience, and that the little son was asking the same question 20 times, and his dad, it was something like love is patient or something like that, but it always got me every time. And that's my story of benches. And I guess because Cheryl, you're the only one watching, that's for you there. You should, yeah, I'm having a good time. Got it. So just Google, like maybe go on YouTube and Google old man and son story bird. Okay, so the thing I'm most worried about is this going to be boring? Is this going to be like, you know, here, let me just mix that up a bit, so I gotta make it less perfect. Not boring, but like, is it falling apart? I don't know. Is it still good? I mean, this was really meant to be about these blue flowers, so maybe I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna blue the shit out of this thing, because it was these goddamn little flowers that were everywhere. That we was my brother and I would always be like so careful. Well, we were big jumping doofuses, so maybe we weren't that careful. But there are all these like tiny little blue flowers everywhere, and that's what this painting is meant to be. It's meant to be these scalia. I'm not sure how they're pronounced. So that maybe I need to that's what I need to do, is bring the painting back to these flowers, these little blue things, because they were like everywhere. Then they would even grow inside the grass. Like, this is supposed to be like like the edge of a garden area. Like, this is regular grass over here, and this was where, oh, Jesus Christ, sometimes it's a lot of work just to talk. This is where all the flowers were. Okay, that's it. So I'm gonna step back. Yeah, maybe let's. I think you could use some over here. Let's just go over here and pretend that there's lots of these blue things over here. You saw it? Oh, you watched the video. Isn't that nice? Kind of makes you feel guilty. You yelled at your poor old Italian dad. Your poor old Italian dad. He made him upset, but he was pretty cool. He didn't care. I think they hugged it out at the end. Okay. I need to make some light blue. So I'm going to take this blue. I'm going to take some white. I've got a whole bunch of paintings I'm working on right at the same time. And I'm kind of just waiting for the right moment when I feel like doing the other ones. Like, I'm kind of really want to finish this one back here. This is that one about a woman in a burqa in Algonquin Park. As glazy as it sounds, that's what it's about. And I've got this one about like the asylum seeker walking through Algonquin Park. Oh man, there's 3 Algonquin Park ones. There's also the one about Terry Crews coming out of the water. Damn. I've got those ones, and didn't I start? I'm like losing my mind here. Oh yeah, I got another really large, birches with orange that I'm working on. So that's 4 paintings. Then there's a couple upstairs that I started like a year or 2 ago that I want to go back and rework a bit. But those aren't as pressing. Then I should build an e-commerce system. God, I just don't like the sales part. I'm just not a salesperson. I'm so bad. You know what? There's a couple people asked me about paintings, and I didn't even reply back. I'm just, you know, it's not what I was meant to do. That part of it. I'll get to the whole selling bullshit later. Just I have to do this. This is more important. Oh man, and there's a woman who wants a print for her classroom, and it's exhausting to think about, like, doing. You know what I really hate the most is the packing and shipping. It takes me, for a painting this size, takes me probably 2 days to pack a painting this size. Fuck, I just hate it, and I'm like, got crap everywhere, and like, insulation and like cardboard, because I have to make custom boxes for each one, because they, I usually I ship on the frame. I think I'm gonna start shipping in tubes, and then you just get it restretched wherever you live, because the whole packing process is almost like so painful for me to deal with. I'd rather not even deal with it at all. Oh, that's kind of nice. Let's just do this. Let's just draw these lines. They're just like big and just whatever they're supposed to be. Because you're getting too stuck. You sort of got to get out and open it up and just. I think put some Auguste Rodin back in here. Rodin. He was a nice painter. Let me just do this. Just mix some paint. Just let it rip. Fuck it. Get some white in here. Where's my white? This is like the X-rated painting show. Just can't help myself sometimes. Put the whole potty mouth swearing. Okay. What if I mix these two colors? I knew it. It would be a mint. I need yellow. Yellow. There we go. There we go. That's a nice yellow. Need to mix more of that. Let's just even keep that drip there. Why not? Let's just have to make more of that. How did I do that? That's nice. Okay, so I get a bit of green. This green, about that much. And oh, sorry, I'm way over here. Okay. So I got some green. And I got some yellow. And I'm going to smash this all together. Make some, this is too, well, I can still use this. I'll use this somewhere. I'm gonna hear it. Oh. I'll get some of that green. How about over here? Now let's just go, like, just, what the? Put that on there. Just don't fuck it up, No, so if I ever think about fucking up, that's gonna fuck up, so I'm not gonna think about it. I'm just gonna go in there. Scrape some of this stuff on here. Needs more of that. Do I? What do I need? What do I need? I need a drink of club soda. One sec. Okay, so standing back. This is kind of a weird painting. I'm not sure if I even like it that much. Because check it out. I got this really nice dark shadow coming across here and a little bit here, but then it sort of fades away everywhere else. It's like it needs a bench. That's what it was all along, was just a bench. If I only knew, if I only listened. My problem is, as soon as someone tells me or asks me to do something, I do the opposite. I'm totally susceptible to reverse psychology. Or not. Maybe I'm just so stubborn. No one can tell me anything what I should or shouldn't do. I think that's the reality. I'm so fucking stubborn. I have to do it my way. I did it my way. That's a cool song. You know, that's a skill I wish I had. The ability to sing. That is just... You know, I've met Sting. Well, I couldn't say I really met him. I had some interactions with him once. And just his voice when he talks is cool. Like, it's just him and who else just speaking. One of my favorite all-time guys is Van Morrison. No, but Sting, just when he talks in his regular voice, he's cool, man. It's just... I got some funny stories. I got a couple of funny Sting stories. I'll tell it, well, when I was 17, I went on a ski trip with a couple buddies who were much better skiers than me. Like, they were like Warren Miller good, and I could just barely keep up. Anyhow, we were in this place called Telluride, Colorado, and it's a really cool place. And halfway up the hill, yeah, this is my first Sting interaction. I go to the washroom, he went and stalled next to me. When he came out, I was going to say hi, but I decided didn't want to. And then he was skiing down. I remember he was wearing some sort of like orange or pink or yellow jumpsuit. And I told my friends, watch this. And I was going to like just spray him. Like, I didn't want to hurt him or anything. I just spray him, like ski by really quick and splash him. And I think he was snowboarding. Except I ended up wiping him out. I like totally drilled into him. Didn't really hurt him that badly, but I definitely scared the crap out of him. I just, anyhow, so that night we went to a concert, and my cousin got me and my friends these tickets. It was kind of this cool old, almost like a church. And the guy who was playing was named Doc Watson, who was some sort of like country legend. Anyhow, and this is like just a couple hours after I knocked Sting over. He comes in and sits right in front of me. So the whole time I'm like looking down going, oh shit, don't look back. But I don't think, nothing ever happened out of it. But he was a pretty good sport about it. Like, I was being just a young idiot, cocky and everything. I was probably about 17. I think that was our ski trip. The Doc Watson guy was pretty cool. I think he was blind, actually. I can't seem to recall. I think, he was playing guitar and harmonica, maybe? And I've got this imagery that he's blind. Could be wrong. The guy's probably dead now, imagine, because he was seen to be kind of like an older guy at the time. Like, I wonder if I ever bumped into Sting again. I was like, do you remember back around 1987, some punk kid ran into you on the ski hill? I don't know if you remember that. My friends were so much better skiers. I tried going down. One of the hills was the hill where they had I think it was the men's world, like, Olympics slalom. You know where where they go bam, bam, bam and do flips and stuff. Anyhow, I decided to try to go down the hill, and it was like an angle like this, and all I did was fall from one mogul to the next mogul, next mogul. It took me like an hour to get down that hill. It was terrifying. Because the only way you can, I used to be like okay at skiing, and not anymore, but the only way you could do a hill like that is if you commit to it. You have to put your center of your weight forward so that you're actually going down with it. You can't do what I did, which is try to lean back and then slide down. It was embarrassing. Like, there was no one else around, so it was just embarrassing for myself. But why am I telling these things? Why am I talking? Oh man, you said a whole bunch of stuff. I can just imagine. Yeah, I know I scared Sting. God, I don't remember Sting from the 80s. I actually never saw Sting in concert. Who was it? I think my brother saw the last concert, and I think, wasn't it in Toronto, I think? Someone was telling me that. I think it was. The Police, I mean. I remember my first introduction to the Police. I mean, the band. I was pretty young, and my family went over to the Grangers, and Mr. Granger was some sort of hotshot lawyer, and he had a son, I think, named Robbie. So this would have been like early 80s, I'm guessing. And, you know, it was a very conservative family, except Robbie was like the troublemaker, and he was the pot smoker. And so I don't know, I ended up in his bedroom, and he's like, he put on this song. Just listen to it, man. And it was do 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 da da da. That's all I want to say to you. You know that song? And I thought, wow, what is this music? It's so cool. This guy is so cool. He had long hair, you know, and he was probably 15, and I was probably like 11 or something. I can't even remember. Oh, and then this is another funny story. Their daughter became a supermodel. What was her name? Carolyn. And one time we were up at their farm. I don't know. Now I better not tell this story. It's probably fuck it. No, I won't say it. I won't say it. All right, what should I do with this painting? Should I just leave it? Should I just leave it? I really like this stuff up here. See, look at the difference. When I stand close to the painting, this is how big the painting is. That's like, no, this is 6 feet, so this is 5 feet. So it's got to be 4 by 5 feet. So it's a, you know, okay size canvas. I like some of the things I've got going in here. Oops. What to do? don't think it's quite finished. Let's kind of... Who's that guy? I don't really like him that much. He's a post-impressionist. Pisario? He did lots of... The paint looked like this up here. Dots with a lot of white showing through. Yeah, he was okay. Kind of reminds me of it a bit. My favorite part of the whole painting is up here. Is the least refined. It's sort of these cloud-like area, but there's some little areas that are nice. I just haven't nailed this thing. What is it? Maybe some just paint over it with your nails. Yeah, just mess it up a bit. Yeah, here we go. Hey, that looks much better. Not quite. Who knows? I don't know. That's not bad, actually. Just took a little bit of smudging. What about over here, too? Do you want some smudging? Because if you want smudging, I got smudging. Okay. I'll give you some smudging. Okay. Yeah. Maybe that's all needed. Just needed to check it out now. I just sort of ran my hands over it. Feels a little better to me. I think. How long have I been paying for? How long has this been? 43 minutes. Feels about right. All right, well, I think I'll call it a night. I got stuff I got to do. So peace out. See ya.